Hi folks, Dave with dbstechtalk. Today we're going to talk about Bellari. Bellari was kind enough to send over some more gear for us to review, and today we have an amplifier and an EQ. I want to thank my patrons for all the support and the comments and the fun stuff and the questions and the requests for videos and the ideas for videos and all that kind of stuff. I want to send some love to them. I do greatly appreciate everything that you have done to help support this channel and to help it grow. And if you want to become a Patreon, check out the link down below. Also, I want to thank Bellari and Justin at Bellari for sending over this gear for a review today. Do greatly appreciate it. Bellari, you rock. Justin, you're amazing. So the Bellaris, let's take a look at these real quick. They come in this simple box. You open it up, get a little bit of paperwork. I'm not going to review all the specs. You can go either pause the video and look at that, or you can check out the link down below. So you're going to get a power brick, and also inside is going to be your amplifier. Very small. We'll take a look at that here in a minute. And let's throw that to the side. EQ is the same. You get the same box. You get your power brick. And then you also get some paperwork. Again, you can either look at the link down below or you can pause the video. And then here is your EQ. So let's look at the amplifier first. This is the HA543. It is a solid state amplifier. And on the front side you have a power LED, power light, or power light LED, power button, a enhancement button, your volume knob, mute, an 1/8 and a 1/4 inch output. So that's power, enhance, volume, mute, 1/8, 1/4 inch. On the back side, you have your power input, XLR right and left, and RCA in and out. It's very small, about the size of a palm, and has 4 little feet on the bottom. Doesn't weigh very much, and it's about the size of a Geshelli product. Equalizer, a little bit larger, and about the same weight. On the front here, you have a power, you have your power switch, your 4 knobs for your EQ, and your activate button. On the back side, you have your power button, or not power button, your power input, your outputs for RCA, and a 3.5 millimeter output, a 3.5 millimeter input, and your RCA input. The EQs are 60 Hertz, 400 Hertz, 2000 Hertz, and 7500 Hertz. So you have your bass, mids, and treble covered. All right, amplifiers are very hard to review. I struggle every single time I review one, and the Bellari HA543 was a struggle for a while. I'll be honest. It was a tough nut to crack. And if you saw my review of the 540 Mark II, you'll know that I struggled with that amplifier also. And some of it's just you got to get used to a new gear, and some of it is you have to get the right synergy. And then other parts of it is that amplifiers just, for me, are, it's just a piece of gear that helps you to enjoy your music. And I struggle sometimes to be able to give all of the technical specs. So that's why I'm linking everything down below as far as power and, you know, your SNRs and all that kind of stuff. If you want to know that information, check out the specs below this review is going to be about my journey. When I say journey, I mean journey with the 543. So the HA543 came in. It's a solid state amplifier, has XLR inputs. So I immediately inputted it here to my SMSL SU8 and started playing music. And I took out my Sennheiser HD600s, put them on, and first thing that stood out was, wow, this thing is flat, and wow, this thing is cold. This is like North Pole cold. I thought my ears were going to start bleeding. It's flat and it is honest. There is no colorization whatsoever. When Bellari says in the description that this thing is flat, they mean flat. This thing is incredibly brutally honest. And so I pushed the enhance button, and all of a sudden it changed from being non-colored, brutally honest, to being enjoyable, fun, engaging, had a little bit wider sound stage, had a little oomph and kick in the bass, had some warmth to the mids, and the treble was energetic and just, it was an engaging sound. Turned back off the enhancement button, and back came the ear shredding, ear bleeding. It was like, holy cow. Next headphone to test was the Mr. Speaker's Ether Cs. And so played the same song, put these on, had them on the enhancement unchecked. And I thought my ears were going to bleed with the Sennheiser HD600s, but with the Ether Cs, they were getting shredded. And I quickly hit the enhance button, thinking that was going to help. And it did a little bit, but not much. The Mr. Speaker's Ether Cs were not a good match for me for that. And I was just like, wow, that's... And so I really struggled. I was like, man, my two go-to test headphones are not doing so well with this amplifier. And I'm like, this is not a good start, Bellari. Something's amiss. And so I took my SU8, disconnected it, I put it onto the Grace Design. I tried the same song with the S-Deck balanced. And again, I had the same thing. It was just like too brutally honest. You hit the enhance button and yeah, it sounds nice. Put it on the Shelly Enog, same deal. And I was just like, man, wow. I put it on the THX AAA 788 with RCA outs, and it was a little bit better. With the RCAs, your volume is, you're not getting that full balanced output power, so you have to tweak the volume a little bit. And it sounded a little bit smoother because of the DAC that's in the THX AAA 788. Has a little bit more rounded tops and a little bit smoother tone to it. But still, it was just brutally honest unless you hit the enhance button. And I was really struggling. So I started going through every single headphone that I have access to. IEMs did not work, so I put them to the side. They just got overpowered and started distorting immediately. And so I didn't want to damage any of them, so I didn't use any of them. I just used headphones. And so went to the Fostix T50RP VibroLab Curly Maple. And it sounds really nice. It does a good job even without the enhancement button. And when you put the enhancement on, it came to life. And I was enjoying that. I really did like the VibroLab Curly Maple. HiFiMan HE560 is just glorious on it. It's actually one of the few headphones that I have that I totally enjoy without the enhancement on it. Comes really nicely, becomes super enjoyable with the enhancement button pushed, but without it, I could tolerate it. The VibroLabs was kind of a hit or miss with certain songs. As I said, Ether C's, no way. The Ananda was glorious, and we'll get back to them. And then the Deva was only really good when the enhancement button was pushed. Moving over, we have the T50 Mayflowers, and those were ear shredding. Way too much revealing, just painful to use on either with the enhancement or without. The ZMF Classics were the same way, and the Alpha Blues were the same way. Just like the ZMFs, just way too much. They didn't match up very well. Sennheiser HG600s, as I mentioned, and then what we have over here on the wall, the AKG K275s did not pair well. They were being overpowered, and they distorted and sounded real shrill. The Superlex HD681s, same thing. They were a little too, this amp was a little too powerful for it. And then the Emu Teaks, the Purple Hearts, Emu Purple Hearts, sorry, not the Teaks. They played really well, actually. They sound fairly decent. A little bit of treble energy on them, but it wasn't too bad. And then another headphone, the One More Triple Drivers was way too painful, too much treble. The Vocal Erupts, too much treble, and did not enjoy that whatsoever. And then the 99 Classics from Meze were actually also too trebly on them, too energetic. So the only ones that I really enjoyed were the HiFiMan Ananda, the HiFiMan HE560, and the Vibrolab Curly Maple, and the Sennheiser HD600. Out of everything that I own, the Ananda sounds the best. It has a nice flat signature, and it just plays really well. It complements the Anandas very well. I am in love with the Ananda on the 543. And then you hit the enhance button, and it just furthers the experience and just opens them up and just makes them just sound massive and just, yeah. So the secret sauce on the Bellari with the enhancement button works really good. So this is a 2-in-1 amplifier. If you're looking for something that's super mega flat and is going to show you all the flaws, and I mean all the flaws, here you go. And then you want something that's going to be more enhanced and fun and engaging and actually allow you to enjoy your music a little bit, 543 is the way to go. The other interesting thing that, what did I do with it? Here we go. Was sent over is the EQ570. Now the 570 is a 4-band equalizer. And I'm not much of an EQ guy. I tend to, like things kind of as the gear portrays it. And I thought I liked real flat stuff till I met this one. And I realized that I don't always like flat. I like it to be tweaked a little bit. And so that's where this comes into play. RCA. So you put your RCAs in, then you run your RCA to your 543, and you start playing music. You hit your activate button, and you're at 60 hertz, and you're like, I need a little bit more bass or a little less bass, and you can just tweak it a little bit, and then it'll enhance the bass, and it'll push it up a little bit, or pull it down a little bit, whichever way you want. Then you have 400 hertz, which is upper bass, mids area, and it'll bring in some body, some warmth, boost things up a little bit, help your vocals a little bit, give you a little bit more thump. And then you have your 2000 hertz, which is your upper treble, or upper mids, lower treble regions, and that will really enhance your details and your clarity. If you have too much, you can bring it down a little bit. If you have not enough, you can bring it up a little bit, enhance it a little bit. And then you have your 7500, which is your treble and upper treble, and it really does going into your upper treble, and it really does help to enhance and bring out the details, bring out some of the air and stuff that's sometimes missing. And I found that this works extremely well. You can really hone in a sound signature that you like, and it also will help to identify, you know, some of the trouble areas. If you're listening to a track and you're using the 543 in non-enhancement mode, you can kind of go, man, there's a little bit of a dip there in the mids, and then you can tweak it, and you can go, yep, or oh no, that was more in the upper regions, and so you can tweak it or dip it, or, you know, whatever you want. And so it's really a handy tool, and I really enjoyed both of them. I mean, I found that they complemented each other extremely well. And again, Bellari has sent me 2 products that I thoroughly enjoy, and these work exceptionally. One thing of note on the 543, I do find that it sounds better with balanced ends than the RCAs, and I just think that the little bit of extra power, the little bit extra clarity, and darker backgrounds that balanced can provide just helps this amplifier to bring out the fullness and the potential of your headphones or the gear that you're using. Also, it does have RCA out, so if you want to connect another powered speakers or amplifiers to it, you can do that via RCA. So Bellari, good job. I do greatly appreciate everything that you have provided, and I do enjoy these products very much, and I look forward to seeing what else Bellari has up their sleeve as far as gear. So Justin, I do greatly appreciate you sending these over, and I thank you very much for it. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Speaking of next video, somewhere on the screen is a notification and subscription links. If you haven't already, please check those off. Excuse me. Let's try that again. Somewhere on the screen is going to be a subscription link and a notification bell. If you haven't already, please check those off. And then if you haven't already, now I'm really messed up. Beep. Let's try it again. Thank you for watching. This has been Dave with DBS Tech Talk. Down below is going to be a subscription link and a notification bell. If you haven't already, please check those off. And then check out the links down below for links to Bellari, and also to playlists, Patreon, PayPal, all kinds of good stuff are down there if you haven't already checked those out. Thanks, and have yourself a fantastic day.